Hey, it's David here with Core Confidence, and today we're talking about the number one strategy that you must absolutely use to attract your ideal, your perfect woman. And as always, excited to share some tips with you here today with you guys. And it's really important to lock this in as a master strategy. Some of you might be using it, and some of you really may not. And for some of you, it's going to seem obvious, and others, it's going to be like, what? I have to do it that way? No way. I always thought it worked differently, right? And so we're going to get into that. And so if you don't know me, by the way, I'm David Hamilton with Core of Confidence. I help professionally successful men. They're successful in their career, their business, to have success in their love life that matches that, right? It's easy to be good in business and in career and at work and to be really successful there. And that often usually does not transfer over into the domain of relationships, in particular with women. So that's what I'm here to help guys like you with, okay? So, and oh, by the way, if you have not seen my Attraction on Command Masterclass, type class in the comments. I'll make sure to get you a link to register for that. It's super powerful. It's going to be more comprehensive than what I have time to talk about in a live stream here. I'm limited on time today, but make sure you type class if you haven't seen that yet, okay? Goes over my 5 attraction accelerators, okay? And so, cross the legs here, the Denver skyline in the background for you to enjoy. Just a bunch of construction usually these days. It's like the third largest city for millennials to move to, I just read today, so crazy. Anyways, enough about that. So here we are today talking about the number one attraction strategy you must use to attract your perfect woman, okay? And again, for some it's going to seem really counterintuitive, for others a bit more obvious, but a lot of, if you're here and you're watching this and if you are using the strategy, you probably aren't still attracting the types of women you want with it, but that's okay. Or not okay, depending on your perspective. I mean, it sucks to not get the results you want. But at least you're have a mind for this strategy, right? So, here around Core Confidence, we talk a lot about meeting women socially. Drop the online dating approach either entirely or as your primary approach. And there's numerous reasons for that. So many reasons. I don't want to get into all the reasons, but one main reason is the quality and what you can communicate and transfer over an online dating profile is just not the same as meeting women in person. It's just not. Not to mention that you're actually cutting out a lot of competition for guys who really think they're going to succeed online because they're too afraid to engage with women in person or socially, right? So, you got to be on board with that. Just heads up. And that's not the strategy I'm talking about here, by the way. That's not the strategy I'm going to mention here. But it is part of the strategy that I highly, highly recommend, especially for older gentlemen in general that want to date women that are younger than them, which is most. And by younger, it could be 3 years younger, but often it could be 5, 10, even 15 years younger. Okay? It's doable. It's absolutely doable. But online, it's brutal. It's very simple, okay? And there's 2 ways to look at it. And so quite simply, the number one strategy here that I'm talking about is you must use a many-to-one strategy, okay? And which means you have to have in mind that you're going to date multiple women and to find the one. Now, to some of you, that seems obvious. To others, I just want to go straight and get the girlfriend and that's it. You don't want to do that, okay? Now, there's more layers to it. For those of you going, well, duh, you need to date, several fish before you land the fish. And it's also good news sort of for the second group of guys, which means this. You need to become the kind of guy that can date multiple women. It doesn't mean you necessarily have to, but you have to have that mind frame and be okay with it. You have to, okay? You really have to. And if you don't, you're going to suffer. You're going to pedestalize too quickly. You're probably going to over pursue and chase too much because you don't see yourself as the kind of guy that many women want to date, and therefore you do or would because here's the truth, okay? Here's what I've found in coaching this stuff for many years now. I'll have guys come into my coaching program, okay? They will very quickly sometimes get the vibe that I teach, okay? And part of what I'm talking about, if you really take on this mentality that you must become the guy that is a many-to-one guy, that many women want you, and that that's, I don't want to say this, well, first of all, women are more attracted to men that other women are attracted to. It never works against you. It always works for you, unless she's a total jealous, crazy person, which you don't want to be in a relationship with anyway, which I call irresistibility, okay? I'm becoming an irresistible guy. And some guys can come in, it's amazing, and they can really struggle, and it can take them till the end of the program. Sometimes, truthfully, we have to work longer, okay? And then other guys might start to get the end of the program, mid-program, and some guys can come in, and within like 2-3 weeks, bam, there's instant chemistry with this one type of woman, okay? And she might have already been in his circles and around, or he meets her very quickly from the stuff we start to talk about. But he may or may not have adopted the many-to-one strategy, the many-to-one vibe, okay? Now, I recently worked with a guy who did this and immediately was in touch with a woman, but there were several women that all of a sudden started chasing him, right? And while he was dating this woman, he chose to, at my advisement, see this, try it out with this other woman, continue meeting new women. And now he is in a very happy relationship with that first woman. But because he did all that, he didn't get needy, he didn't get desperate. By applying that strategy and seeing it through to where things were really starting to click with them. But we had to make sure. Okay. And it's a big warning I give to guys when that instant thing, because very quickly we can make some mindset shifts and boom, there she is. And it's hot and it's heavy and they want to go on trips together, right? And she wants to go on trips. They want to be around each other all the time. And I have to do a lot of sometimes pushback coaching, I call it, where I have to calm him down, because it might have been many years, right? This is a really good, successful guy, business owner, actually, really interesting business, sells, commercial trucks. It took him many years to get successful, got successful there, but also had been lonely for a while and had, on and off with women and put a lot of time into his business and was kind of hiding away in his business and wasn't being too social even with his friends. So we changed all that, right? Really dialed in his mindset, his skill sets, everything. But he still listened and he understood the importance of being this many-to-one man, I call it. You got to be a many-to-one man. Again, it's still a mindset, okay? It's a mindset. And if, of course, you want to have it with the types of women that you really want, right? You want a pool of women, for lack of a better term, so the cream can rise to the top and you can really make sure, okay? So that's the basis here. You must become many-to-one man, which is the guy that will become irresistible and have that irresistible factor. Sorry if it's windy. The wind just picked up. It wasn't before. So if you are having trouble dialing this stuff in as a professionally successful guy and you really want help dialing your love life in and you want to do it fast, then you can reach out to me over chat or just type call in the comments. And we can see about if it's a fit to, set up a call if you're ready and committed to handling this part of your life, that we can, see if or how I can help you do that. We'll definitely map out a plan, talk about your biggest challenges and roadblocks, really dial in your vision of that woman that you want, and appropriate steps and all that, and see best, how I can help. So just type call in the comments if you want to do that. So again, today, the main strategy here we're talking about is the many-to-one, become a many-to-one man. But of course, I did mention on the side, you want to drop online dating as a primary approach, or entirely, okay? And the older you get, usually the more you even want to do that, especially for guys that, most of the guys that come to me are, right, or all the guys, you know, that I take on as clients are successful high achievers, and they usually look and feel younger than their age is, and they need younger women to keep up with them, and the women around their age range online are just a little, I hate to say it, but they're kind of worn out. You know, I've had guys that are like 60, they're like could run circles around 20-year-old in the gym and do martial arts and all kinds of stuff, right? So you know, yeah, that's the basis here, right? Become a many to one man, commit to that, and you'll be happy that you did, okay? So once again, as I'm wrapping things up here, David Hamilton with Core Confidence, and thanks for showing up. Always, you know, feel free to like, comment, and share. For what resonates with you here, share it out, and until next time, we're complete. See ya.